Welcome one, welcome all to episode 25 of the Casey and Tyler show. We got a special one for you guys today. As you guys can see, we're in a little bit different of a room here. We're in the back room at the Ivory's on Whitaker Road with our good friend Myles Ivory.
What's going on?
Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Happy to have you. We'll get into a little bit more about what Myles is about, but we have just a full, typical Thursday show for you guys. Obviously, this is coming to you guys on a Wednesday. We got Thanksgiving week this week, so we're going to have two videos up this week. One was supposed to be up today. Figuring that out. It should be up sometime this week. Regardless, getting into college football week 13 already, fellas. That's crazy. NFL week 12. We got a fun top 5 for you guys. Then, as always, the Casey and Tyler 12-lane get rich or die trying parlay. Let's have a hell of a show. Casey, Myles, anything you guys want to say before we get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Like I said, we're coming to you live from the Ivory's Pizzeria on Whitaker Road. We got the back room here doing our first ever live show or whatever you want to call it. No fans, but that's okay. They'll come with time. Just happy to be here. Happy to have you guys on. Myles, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell what's going on. We know you got your own media company going now, and kind of. So why don't you introduce yourself to the listeners and whatnot?
Like they said, my name is Myles Ivory. Graduate of Harrisville State University in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. Played college baseball. Graduated college 2.5 years ago. Worked out in Georgia for the state for a little bit. Didn't like the 9-to-5 life. Picked up a camera, and hey, my life took off with sports videography and photography.
Mm-hmm. So you've been working a lot with local, not just local, pretty big branded youth travel teams, right? Like I've seen you do quite a bit with the Motor City Hit Dogs, who, they're all over. They've sent plenty. They're legends, those guys are. I umpired them quite a bit. They're always great.
You triple SA legend.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Just like you are, of your own right. So what's next, what on your horizon? So you said you do sports videography. So is that making videos for the team? Is it scouting tape? What is it?
Honestly,
really?
It's everything in one nutshell.
Okay.
Highlight tapes, highlight reels, hype videos, recruiting tapes, pictures.
Everything under the sun.
If it's done with the camera, I pretty much do drone services.
Cool. Oh, drone services, really? Oh, that changes the game. As far, especially with videography, when you can pan or cut to an over, it makes it good. It makes it look like you're working on $1 million budget. It's crazy how quickly that changes things. You know what I mean? So that's something for next season. We're both big golf guys. We want to get a drone for when we do videos out at the courses, right? Because you got to have one. And it's I watch some of these guys on YouTube, and it's insane. The minute they cut to drone footage, you're like, this is $1 million production. It's it's just some kid on his laptop. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Glad you're doing well. And it's crazy how you just kind of follow your passions. It'll lead you to somewhere great, right? Because you are ultra passionate about baseball and sports, obviously. You played until you had to take the cleats off, literally. So that's awesome. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Well, we got quite to get into here. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about Myles' story throughout the show. I'm sure stuff will come up. We both know Myles for a long time now. Myles was the stud young baseball player when I was in high school. One thing I do want to point out is you guys know Casey's quite the bowler. We bring that up every so often.
Myles is a better bowler.
Myles,
100%.
How many 300s do you have?
None. No 300s.
How many 290s?
I've choked 7 times now. 7 times now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not even close.
7 times now. I got to the 10th frame, and my first one, I had a 3 count. I pulled it wide left, 3 count.
Oh,
The whole bowling alley's watching me.
That sucks.
so that's 7 times you've been perfect through 9 frames.
Bingo.
I mean, most I've thrown was I think I threw the first
6.
6 or 7 one time.
I think it
When I
was
get
6.
to that point now, I'm just like, eventually I'm about to fuck up.
Right.
So how much is that? Like, not to get too far off topic, you guys are both bowlers here. Like, Casey talks about the lanes breaking down all the time,
that's
and
insane.
you have to like adjust for that throughout, right? Especially if you go to a place like Lodge Lanes or something like that. So are you thinking about that?
So like
Like it's gonna go more or go less?
game by game, like you know,
First game, you're pretty much almost, you have your line, you're going with that line. Second game, you'll know within the first couple frames that, like, okay, I have to adjust because my oil's gone, my lane is gone, and now I have to go a lane or two left, or a lane or two left, or a lane or two right to get me into that pocket nicely.
Yeah, I mean, because you guys both. I mean, Myles is like a 2-hander. Like that's what
so that changes the game for me. So like I'll have, for me as a bowler, I have much more room for error than they do.
Okay,
Like, so-
because
so-
your RPMs are so much higher.
Revs, yeah, my revs, I can go inside or outside, and my ball will strike the pocket.
Okay, yeah.
Most oil patterns, it's something like I've hit like.
You're like that.
Yeah,
That was not my fault.
exactly.
Yeah, you're like that's just bad court. Okay, that makes sense because I got in. Yeah, I see a little fly flying around. I got into the YouTube weeds one night, stumbled across a video of like it was like a PBA championship, 2 guys just duking it out, and the one guy was bitching. You don't know who I am, that guy. Who do you
I
think
know
you are?
Pete Weber.
Pete Weber. It was
yes,
him.
yes.
He was bitching about the one lane. Apparently, had like the oil was all on the left side, and he was like audibly being like, "This is up." Like, you know, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what he's talking about, but it was surprising to me that even on like professional bowling alleys where they host these tournaments, that things like that can still happen. I was like,
yeah.
that
Oh,
sucks.
yeah.
I guess that's like all sports
As long
though.
as it's a half decent bowling alley, the only thing that changes is the oil pattern.
Okay, so then you just adjust for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Well,
it's not like ran down lanes. Like you're good.
yeah. Well, we got 2 better bowlers than I am, and 2 guys that are rooting for Ohio State this week. It's going to be a hell of a show.
Hey,
It's going to be a hell of a show.
no, it's not.
Go blue. Bucks the Bucks.
Who are you? I
All right, should we do our top 5?
Yeah, let's get to our top 5.
All right.
Hey, we have to spice up Tuesday episode. Let's do a top 5.
Top 5, top 5, top 5, top 5, top 5, top 5.
We have to bring in something that is
We
just...
needed some pizzazz.
Yes. Going 1. I'm going 1. We're doing college football jerseys. Easy 1-1.
Texas Longhorns, 1-1. All right, let's get into the segment. We got quite the top 5 for rivalry week this week in college football. We're going to do the top 5 sports rivalries across all sports. We're going to do it a little different this time. Having Myles on, we're just each going to give our top 5. We're not going to do a snake draft. If we overlap and we have the same, that's fine, and we'll just discuss from there.
Yeah.
I think we let Myles give. You want to do one at a time or just 5?
Give your top 5.
All right, I like it.
Coming in at number 1. It's so much history behind this one. Yankees, Red Sox.
I agree with that one. That's a great 1-1.
Aren't you guys like diehard? Red
Die
Sox?
hard. Fuck the Yankees.
Coming in at number 2, I got the Ohio State University and the Little Sisters.
Oh, okay.
That's another.
Oh.
Coming in at 3, Duke, North Carolina.
That's another good one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those top 3 are pretty locked.
Yeah.
This one, I actually have to do some research on. Redskins, now the Commanders,
Yeah.
and the Cowboys.
Yeah, they used to go at it
I didn't
back in
know
the day.
that.
So a good. We'll go ahead and finish your top 5, and I'll give a little side note on that.
And then the last one, FSU versus Miami.
Yeah.
That's a great one. That's
Yeah,
another
because
that's
when
another
Dion
really
was
good
there,
one.
and like that whole.
Dude, fans just hate each other.
Oh yeah.
Fans hate each other. Like, they played not too long ago. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. They played each other and fucking.
You would have thought they were both top 5 ready to go. to
Yeah,
top
dude. You
12.
thought the fans were just gonna brawl against each other.
Yeah. So my golf partner and his brother, they're twins, grew up Lions fans, but randomly decided, like, the Lions stink. we just need to pick a team. They wanted to be on the opposite sides, and they were younger, and they picked Redskins, Commanders, and Cowboys. And it was always kind of like their thing. It's like a sibling rivalry. I was like, don't the Commanders stink? And I look back into it. I'm like, no, I guess with Joe Theismann and stuff, that was like a massive. And I guess they're division rivals and whatnot. So, all right, King, what's your top 5?
Okay, I agree with Myles. First one, Red Sox, Yankees, number 1 rivalry in sports. Fuck the Yankees.
You can put Red Sox, Yankees, not Yankees, Red Sox.
Yeah.
My second one.
That was on purpose.
My second one, Duke, North Carolina. I think that is a phenomenal college basketball rivalry there.
And on both sides, there's been players to hate.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, Duke is always easy to hate, but there's been players on both sides that you're like, eh. So.
Accurate.
My third one, I'm going to go. Let's go Texas, Oklahoma. Those are 2 teams that hate each other. The Red River rivalry.
Is that going away? No, because they're both moving.
They're both moving to the SEC.
Yeah,
that's going to live on. That's another great college football rivalry.
Yeah, I agree.
My fourth one, I'm going to go Notre Dame and USC. Fuck USC.
It's not that big of a rivalry.
And then my last one, it's a good rivalry.
Right.
It's a big rivalry.
All right.
The Bush push. Fuck that. My next one, my last one is the Ohio State University and Michigan.
Yeah, decent top 5. My number 1 pick, I got nothing. I'm just not. Myles was much better. Good job, Myles. Casey just copied a bunch of your picks, essentially. So, yeah, Casey did no research. He just said he'd wait to hear. That's why I didn't go before him, because then he would just take mine, too. Every week, we got this guy, Mike Williams, commenting, saying that Casey wins all these top 5s. So, I got to take every advantage I can get. Just saying. My number 1 pick is the city of Detroit versus the refs or officials. No matter what. That's a rivalry.
That is not a rivalry.
That's a rivalry. They screw Detroit every time. The Armando Galarraga, the Lions get screwed. That's a great sports rivalry. Detroit versus the refs.
Look, the Lions played not yesterday, but last week when they were up.
And they lost?
Came out hot.
Oh, well, they're on a 3-game winning streak, so they beat it.
Or it got close.
It would have been Patriots. They beat the Giants. Then they beat. Before that, they beat.
I thought it was a blowout. By the end of the game, it was a close fucking game.
I think it was the Bears, right?
Yeah, Bears. Yeah, it was the Bears. Yeah,
Was it the Bears?
Yeah, Bears.
I
It was the division. Right?
Yeah, Bears. They won 31-30.
I knew that shit was going to end up being close.
Way closer than it needed to. Yeah. All trolling aside, Detroit versus the refs. It's not my first pick. My first
You
pick.
said it first.
I'm obviously I had it down like as like haha, you know.
No, that was legit. His one. He's just saying that because we dogged on it.
I got Sox, Yankees. Obviously, we're all in agreement there. I'm actually put Michigan State on this list. That is a people maybe nationally. It doesn't relate nationally. In this state, that is a nasty rivalry. Casey and I got into it over the tunnel thing. It's stupid, and neither of us even went to one of those schools where we're that passionate about it.
Tunnels that wouldn't have happened.
No, they're not the only school. Michigan State has one tunnel.
And obviously, they don't have issues because they know how to control their players, unlike Michigan.
Well, then maybe we're not rehashing this.
Why was that player by himself, though?
I know.
That was my question.
Why was he by himself, and why was he?
No matter what, though, even then, no matter what, yeah, I think wrong on both sides, sure, more wrong on one side, definitely. No one deserves to get jumped. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I got obviously Duke, UNC as well. I think we all had that one. That's a good one. What am I at 3 now, right?
Yeah.
I have Phil versus Tiger Woods.
That's a good one.
That's a golf one. Obviously, Tiger dominated that, but it was the biggest storyline in golf for almost over a decade. And I tried to think outside the box there. And then my last one, I obviously have Michigan, Ohio State. That's like a consensus big one. I wanted to keep it off because I knew we talked plenty about Michigan, Ohio State, but I didn't think that I could justify putting like Dodgers Giants ahead of them, even though that's a massive rivalry.
That's a huge rivalry there. Just like you have what you could have put. I saw
Lakers,
Muhammad
Celtics,
Ali,
Frazier. That was like number one on a lot of people's lists. I have Michael Jordan, the Pistons was one. Like it wasn't just one Piston, but he had beef with all the bad boys, and they could never beat him. So, and then obviously there was Army Navy is a good one. It's just like, is it really a rivalry because it's our country? Like, how much do they really hate? Like, they're in battle together. Is it really like how big? Because like, they would never brawl. I don't think. You know what I mean? I also had Red Wings Blackhawks on here.
That's a good one.
And Arnold Palmer Jack Nicklaus, because that was like before Tiger and Phil, and they were like arguably the two best.
Lakers
ever.
Celtics.
Yep. I said Lakers Celtics. The problem is Lakers haven't been relevant enough recently, so I think that's some recency bias there. But those Larry Bird, Magic Johnson days were
powerful era.
Huge era.
Vicious. I don't know if you guys watched that Showtime series about the Lakers that came out last year. If you haven't, what do they call the Lakers back then? The Showtime Lakers, right? I think that's what it's called. It's on Showtime. I think it's called.
I have Showtime.
We'll talk about it. It's one of the better sports, like, because it's a real show, like with real actors. But they're like reenacting, like, from the minute that Magic Johnson gets drafted all through the years. It is so good. But dude, the way these motherfuckers would man, you can't play basketball like that anymore. And you get kicked out of the league with the elbows and the stuff. It's called Showtime. Yeah. The stuff that they would do to each other in the paint, Myles. I was like, yeah, you can't get away with that anymore. So.
I can see it. Just back to some of the Michael Jordan's throwbacks.
Oh, that's why the last.
What?
The Last Dance was amazing.
Yeah,
If Brian charged the boards like that, he would have been done playing 10 years ago.
I agree with that.
I don't know about that. I think LeBron's got the body.
LeBron's a bitch.
He was flopping. I'm a Bron fan. He's been flopping forever.
He's been flopping since.
Well, I think the rules kind of like for a period of time there in the NBA, like you were kind of encouraged to flop. There was no penalty against it.
LeBron started it.
He's a trendsetter. I don't know what to tell you.
He's a bitch.
Man, shut your bitch ass up hating on LeBron.
I hate LeBron.
Yeah, well, fuck you. Any other honorable mentions?
No, there's no.
I said Dodgers Giants, right?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
But moving on, let's get into college football week 13. I can't believe we are already in the last week of college football.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's sad.
That's crazy.
It flew by.
The first few weeks are bullshit games.
Yeah, so it's like you really get like 10 good weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Michigan gets one because they played a cakewalk this entire year.
Who did Ohio State play?
Good teams. They played Notre Dame, number one, the first week of the year.
Notre Dame lost to Marshall this year.
Notre Dame's number 13 in the nation right now.
Notre Dame's ass.
Notre Dame's number 13 in the nation right now.
They
That's all I
lost
gotta
to
say.
Marshall.
Are they not allowed to get out to a slow start?
Not allowed. What?
Sorry
Colorado
that Ohio
and
State-
Connecticut aren't allowed to get
sorry
off the
that
slow
sorry
start?
that Ohio State doesn't schedule bottom teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Here in high school.
You gotta,
Literally.
They're from an island. You got to give them a chance, man.
Playing fucking
Discriminate.
Lincoln High.
Pay them $600,000.
Go kick their ass.
You know what's money? We're gonna whoop your ass.
So we talked about this on the pod. This is funny, and I don't hate this. I think it's cool. This shows you what networking does. So the three teams Michigan played, they played, and not in this order, but they played Colorado, Hawaii, and Connecticut. So Michigan's current athletic director came from Connecticut. Handshake. Don't worry, I'll take care of you guys. The AD for Colorado was a swimmer at Michigan. Don't worry, brother, I got you. And the AD at Hawaii was also a Michigan alumni in some fashion. So they're just like, hey, we'll pay all our alumni and just kick their ass. No big deal. Or like John gets taken care of, Travis gets taken care of, my buddy that let me come here and make more money. Yeah, right. Yeah.
And my guess was 3 on the waitress coming back. I'm now at 1.
Okay,
You
because
guys both at 0.
yeah. Well, this is the second time she's peered in since we started, and we've only been going for 18 minutes.
She's gonna be at
Oh,
5.
Oh yeah, no, easily.
Even if she doesn't come in, I was just more of like, when is she going to be like, can I make more money? It's like, we're good. Yeah, we're good for now.
Drinking.
Yeah, we're chilling. Well, just I guess before we jump into our slate, let's just reflect a little bit since this is the last week. Good college football season, obviously. Myles, you're a big Michigan State fan. Casey's a fan of.
He's an Ohio State fan. He's an Ohio State fan. You said Michigan State.
Ohio State. Pardon me.
Too.
Sorry, it's impossible to mix up the two. My bad. Casey's a fan about everyone under the sun.
No, I'm not. I'm a Michigan State fan.
A Notre Dame fan, a Texas fan, Ohio State fan this week.
Ohio State fan this only weeks.
Right.
And I'm now a TCU fan because they've made me a lot of money this year. But that's the only reason. That's the only reason.
Also, TCU has sick jerseys.
Yeah,
they do. I've always been a fan of like purple and sports jerseys. I just think it's sweet. I don't know. It's been a good college football season. I think it's been kind of the season of chaos for me because, especially in like the last 4 weeks, there's been just so many upsets. Like, especially, it just doesn't feel real when you have a year where Bama doesn't just lose once, but they lose twice.
Yeah, I feel like it's a season of like equality.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like you really don't know who's gonna win it.
And I like that. I find like it's refreshing to not be like Bama Clemson again.
Well, you know who's not going to win it?
I just hate the fact that Ohio State pretty much was considered every year. So it's like now we're like that Penn State game. I was on my toes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. What about Northwestern?
Not at all.
Never worried.
Never.
I mean, last week
I
was close.
actually made a 120 bet last week that we would come back.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, never. We're a second half team. Yeah. If we're tied at half, we're gonna win by 21 most games.
See, that's what I think is going to make and we'll get into this, but that's what I think going to make the Michigan Ohio State game great. Is both teams have been stellar in the second half this year. Could be a snooze fest to start, and then both teams are like bucket trick play, double reverse, flea flicker.
Literally. A couple trick plays.
Oh.
At least one coming from Michigan.
Oh.
Yeah.
They ran one last year, didn't they?
They try to do it every year. Yeah. But all right, let's just hop in. We don't want to ruin any more of the slate.
Don't need trick plays to win. Let's just get that off.
Man, Michigan by 40.
God.
Get sued.
He lost. Look, every time he says 40, it's good because he said Iowa was going to score 40, and they put up, I think, 9 that week or 7 that week.
Yeah, earlier this year, Iowa was playing someone.
Iowa State. He was like, Iowa's going to put 40 themselves, and Iowa State won
The score was
10-7.
it was like 10-7. I almost didn't come on the pod the next week. I was like, what? I made a whole montage because of that week. Out of all the games we bet, I think we talked about 24 games. I was wrong on 19 out of 24. That's so bad.
Horrible. But let's get into the first game. The Egg Bowl. Mississippi State heads to Ole Miss, number 20 Ole Miss. Ole Miss 2.5-point favorites. Over under sitting at 59.
Love this game. I love Mississippi State, and I love their coach Mike Leach. I just think Ole Miss is going to be too much for him in this one. Ole Miss has played well this year. They really struggled most of the year to get their passing game going. They have 2 good running backs. They run the ball about as well as anyone in the country. Mike Leach is a hell of a coach. They asked him in his last game if he cooked for Thanksgiving dinner, and he went on about a 4-minute rant post-game about how he really likes gravy, and he makes the gravy, but he doesn't touch anything else but gravy over everything. And I'm like, he's such a bizarre character. It's hard not to root for him, but I like Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss in this one.
Yeah, I like Ole Miss also here. I like Ole Miss. I think they're going to kick the shit out of them, and I love the over. I love the over 59 in this one.
I'm actually going to go the back end on this one. After last week in the Underdog Show, I have a lot more faith in the Underdogs.
It was a big card.
That was a crazy week, especially with our close games. But I like the over 59.
Yeah, I think that if I was going to touch it, I'd probably just take the over. I mean, if a gun to my head, I'd take Ole Miss. But I like Mike Leach so much; it's probably one I would stay away from.
Alternate Mississippi State plus 9.5 probably.
Oh, okay.
9.5.
Oh, we got a season better on the pod here.
Just to be safe.
Mixing with spreads, Casey. What the? What do you mean by that?
Plus 9.5, little over parlay there. I like it. I like that.
There's a little combo.
I like that.
Love that.
But next game on the slate, we have I forgot the name of this rivalry. We have Auburn heading to number 8.
Iron Bowl.
The Iron Bowl. Number 8, Alabama.
Dumbass.
22-point favorites. Over/under sitting at 49.
Yeah, I mean, this game for our lifetime, we're all about the same age, right? Myles is a couple years younger. I'm a year older than you, but we're all within 2 or 3 years here. This rivalry in particular has produced some of the greatest college football games we've had a chance to see.
The kick six.
The kick six is arguably the craziest finish in college football history, along with like the band is on the field, like that one, the brass game or whatever. Is that what it was?
Over both of those against Michigan.
Oh,
That was wicked.
yeah. See, that's just bad luck and bad coaching. Like, there's a lot of things that go on. But, like, you know, the band is on the field. The game's not over yet.
Stanford game.
It's Stanford, not Nebraska. Yeah, that's crazy. But, like, the kick six, I mean, did he step out? Who knows? But regardless, crazy game. Auburn fired their coach. They got an interim guy they're rocking with right now, former running back called Cadillac Williams. Awesome name, by the way.
Got his first win 2 weeks. What? 2 weeks ago?
Yep. Feels like he's going to be on the wrong side of this one. I think Bama's pissed. I think if the Bama could do anything, they can win the Iron Bowl by 40. So I take Bama in the points, and I like the over 49.
I'm gonna on that one. Do you guys feel like Bama may be in a let's get our guys next year type of deal, or do you think they're trying to still prove a point that they're top contenders?
I guess I didn't think about this too. Like, how many guys are going to play?
Because you have so many guys on that roster that's looking for the combine. They're not worried about the bowl game.
They probably have,
Right.
they probably have 20 guys that are going to come out.
I'm not. I like Bama. I like Bama to win, but I don't think they'll win by 22.
Okay, that's
I agree. I like Auburn here. I like Auburn plus 22 here.
Yeah.
And over/under, I'm not going to touch, but I love Auburn here. I don't think Bama is that good. I think Auburn's going to keep it close. And
And rivalry games can always just go.
weird things happen. It's like
Literally.
think about like even though Michigan ended up kicking the shit on Michigan State this year, Michigan State still kept it close in the first half. I mean, it was like, okay, this is what you thought would happen. Weird things happen, right? And players want to win those games so badly, not even just for themselves, for their coaches, for their fans, for the program to be like, I was part of a program defining moment. That it almost feels like they put so much pressure on themselves that they play tight. They just both teams. They're so scared to make that big mistake that it's like, we'll just punt.
And
And
that's
do this.
really how I feel like C.J. Stroud felt last year as a freshman playing against Michigan. I mean, like you said, we'll get into that. But that, all right, let's move on.
We'll save that. We'll save that thought.
Actually, I think you guys talked me into it. Nah, I'm gonna stick with my pick. I'm sticking with my gut. I like Bama to get it done. Unless people don't play, if you guys get a report, then don't bet them.
moving on.
Sorry.
Number 10, Oregon heads.
Oh wait. Oh, as always, if you have a gambling problem, call Wing 100 Gambler. Always bet responsibly.
Always bet responsibly and follow the Get Rich or Die Trying Parlay, or I don't like you.
Okay, there you go.
Let's say six.
Number 10, Oregon heads to number 22, Oregon State. Oregon 3.5-point favorites. Over/under sitting at 56.5.
Yeah, this is. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit before we got started here.
What?
Whatever, it's fine.
What?
It's just not on the right back setting. I keep seeing you're picking up some stuff, but it's fine. I don't see it on mine now. You're good. Yeah, so getting into Oregon State, we talked about this a little bit before we got started. This should be a good game. You just don't really know what you're going to get from Oregon in this one. Oregon State's going to come out ready to play. Oregon State is going to want to win this game. They're at home. It's always hard to win in Pullman. I think it's Pullman. That might be Washington State. It's always hard to win at Oregon State. Oregon looked really good down the stretch there. I like the over. I'll take the over 56.5 and give me Oregon State. Give me the Beavers. Give me the Beavers to cover. Oregon could win by field goal, but I'll take Oregon State plus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go Oregon State. I think they're going to win outright this one. I think they're going to ruin Oregon. Well, Oregon season's already ruined. But yeah, I'm going Oregon State going to beat Oregon outright, and let's go over 56.5.
I'm still sticking with you guys. I'm with the underdogs. Like if it's a close game with the underdog, I'm going with the underdog.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm gonna go Oregon -3.5, and I'm not gonna touch the over under. Yeah,
No opinion on it?
No opinion on it.
That's fair. That's fair. I will say, I think the biggest thing is I wouldn't mess with it. The biggest thing, I'm just hoping it still is working. To me, the biggest thing in this game is going to be whether or not, like, how Oregon rebounds and how seriously they're going to take like a top 5 bowl game, or not top 5, what are they called?
Pot pick or
New Year's Day bowl. New Year's Day bowl game. I will say this, and I don't know the next time we'll talk about Oregon football this year. I'm just claps up to Dan Lanning for coming from Georgia, taking that job over from Mario Criswell. To lose how they did to start the year to Georgia, and get that team to focus up and realize that, and granted, their season's quote-unquote over now.
Well, I mean,
but for them to rebound and go on that run they did. Like,
a couple weeks ago, you were talking about Oregon being in the playoff.
If they won the Pac-12, then yeah, they're in.
Oregon would be in the playoffs.
So I find that, like, that's an incredible job, because it'd be really easy for a lot of guys in that team to be like, we lost our coach, we got this new guy in here, we like him but don't trust him, you know what I mean? And we go lose 49-3 or whatever it was to start the year. It'd be really easy for a lot of guys in that locker room to be like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm probably not going to the league anyway. Time to start thinking about other things. And he was able to rally that. I just think that's an incredible job, because
That's the statement side. That was a big statement.
Yeah.
Especially
for him as a coach, right? You're like, dude, yeah, sorry, we went to where did they play Georgia at? A neutral site? Was that Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta?
It was a home game.
Yeah.
It was a home game for Georgia.
Yeah,
how
essentially.
deep the fan base is in Atlanta for Georgia.
It's insane. It's insane.
Unbelievable, I bet.
Just like they're going to get a playoff game, and it's going to be most likely at Mercedes-Benz.
I spent almost a year living in Atlanta, and they go hard for everybody except the Falcons. Literally.
They don't give a fuck about the Falcons. That's so funny.
That's so
funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense, though, because Georgia's had so much success, and they're such a prominent college football program.
If you guys think downtown Harvard's a good time, you guys got to go to the Battery in Atlanta.
Yeah, I've heard they built like a whole city.
Yeah,
I heard Atlanta's fun. I heard it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've heard it's a lot of fun. I have a couple good friends that live down there, and they're always like, whenever you want to come see a game, like, come down. And I'm like, it just looks otherworldly.
It's literally a party. Like, if any Atlanta team is in the playoffs, it's a party at the Battery.
Oh, good. Well, next time any team's good, you show us around.
Yeah, let's go.
There we go. But that's all I got. Like I said, shout out to Dan Lanning. Glad he was able to get that program off right. Next game, number 13, Notre Dame, somehow ranked 13. At number 5, USC. USC, 5.5 point favorites, over under at 62.5. This is a rivalry game, Case. Starting with you, what are your thoughts on this? You think your Fighting Irish gets it done?
Yeah, I think the Irish head out to LA and get it done. I think they're going to beat USC outright. And I'm going to go over 62.5. I love the Irish in this spot.
Whatever drugs you are taking, keep taking them, because they are working.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I'm with Myles.
I'm not gonna let that happen. No, I'm actually I like that. I like that -5.5. And I like the over for that.
Yeah, I'll take over 62.5. No problem. I like USC -5.5. They're cooking right now. Caleb Williams is playing very, very well. Playing himself into Heisman contention, quite honestly. He made a couple throws last week that I saw that were, I mean, he's just a freak athlete. So I think Notre Dame's just a little too one-dimensional to get this one done, especially on the road. Notre Dame's still playing for a playoff spot. So
speaking of the Heisman, I think that's pretty much C.J. Stroud's now that
to lose. Yeah.
Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, the big game of the week. Number 3, Michigan heads down to Columbus and plays number 2, the Ohio State University. Ohio State is 7.5 point favorites. Over under sitting at a whopping 57 points.
Well, let me start this conversation. We're probably gonna spend quite a bit of time on this game. Let's all try to keep our heads. It'll be fun. But let me just set the stage with this, because I've been thinking about this since we knew we were gonna have Myles on. This is what we've been waiting for all year. This is what both teams did what they were supposed to do. When you looked at the schedules to start the year, you thought this ends in one way and one way only, and that's two undefeated teams heading down to Columbus to battle out for a spot in the playoff and the Big Ten championship game. There are plenty of close.
For the Big Ten championship game.
Well, yes, but whoever wins this game is more likely than not going to be heavily favored to win the Big Ten title. Regardless of that, both teams battled adversity. They battled some injuries. Both have had some closer games than they'd like. Both teams have found a way to figure out in the second half. There's some strengths that you could point to Ohio State. There's some strengths you can point to Michigan. Regardless of such, it's a big game. I'm 1-2 here, so you guys just don't speak at me all at once.
Why do you say it's 1-2?
Well, you've got an Ohio State shirt on. Myles has already claimed his allegiance.
Yeah.
And you're only rooting for them because I'm rooting for Michigan.
No, I literally bought this shirt just for this show.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I never wear it
It was
again.
the coolest day to look for a shirt that they were out. Everybody fucking bought them.
Well, so we're coming off of Michigan's first victory against Ohio State in 16 years. They won last year in Ann Arbor. Everyone knows. Big scene, 110,000 rush the field. They get done. Let's open the floor now to the discussion. Obviously, you both think Ohio State's going to find a way to get done. Let us know your thoughts. We'll start with our guest.
Let's go, Myles.
All right, Myles, the floor is yours.
Let's rewind back to last year. So last year was actually my first year attending a Michigan Ohio State football game.
Oh, you went.
I went. Wait. My fiance.
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh yeah, clap.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big Big W.
My fiance, she just graduated from UM Nursing, so we're gonna go see the
This is
students.
gonna be a great marriage for you guys.
Good for her, great college, but I feel so bad for you, man. I feel bad for her.
We're in the snow. I mean, it's freezing.
It was a snowy game, yeah.
She told everybody surrounding us, I'm an Ohio State fan. Oh my gosh. I mean, every time Michigan scored, every time a sign got the ball, people start tapping me. I'm like, if one more person fucking taps me, and then after the game, everybody started storming the field, right?
Yeah.
She must storm the field. We're leaving.
I'm not going on there.
No way in
Like,
hell.
you got to ride home? You can go down there and you got to ride
That's
home.
literally what I said. That's what I said.
You said you can't pay me to go on that field.
No way in hell. But
Well, you've probably been on the field before, baseball camps and whatnot.
no, not the football. Actually, I don't think I've been to any Michigan baseball.
I went to a bunch of Michigan baseball camps when I was younger, just because they were so close, and they would always the last day of camp, you'd go play the big football game or whatever.
Yeah, I never cared. Like, I went to Eastern Michigan camps.
Yeah, I did those too because they had the dome, so you could do it all winter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Michigan, there's a lot of factors in this game. You got Donovan Edwards, you got Blake, you got Jackson Smith and Jigba being out, and we have weather coming back into play.
Yeah, big weather potentially.
Yeah,
so I'll pull that up, see if we can get an updated.
Yeah, let's see.
I know that we talked about earlier. It looked like rain.
60% chance of rain on Saturday. That's what I
But
saw.
it is 52 degrees, so the cold won't play a factor.
Yeah, so at least it won't be.
Yeah, so it won't be like last year.
It's like, when's that rain coming in? It's a
Exactly.
60% chance. Is it
I
coming
think
in noon? Is it coming
Wind,
in?
wind will be the bigger factor, I think, in my personal opinion, because CJ Stroud and McCarthy both struggled. CJ really struggled against Northwestern. And McCarthy struggled against Illinois. It was super windy both games.
I definitely thought he needed that Northwestern game to kind of see what he's up against to get some bad weather. So I feel like he'll be able to make the adjustments, and I feel like we'll be able to play a pretty versatile game with our running back game.
I'll just say Ohio State needed that game against
Yeah.
Northwestern. a couple weeks ago.
Trayvon Henderson back there. You got Hayden back there. We have some guys that can run it too, but I just don't see Michigan being able to. If CJ Stroud can get to the ball, which I believe he will, I think last year, like I said, I thought he was just a little jittery, freshman jittery, especially playing first game in the big house. That was my first time in the big house for a football game.
It's a big environment.
It's
That's a
pretty
lot of
insane.
people.
It's
Yeah.
insane. And I told my fiance, I'm like, I can see how people are Michigan fans. Like, I can legit get it.
It's 110,000 people. I mean, it's and the way the stadium goes into the ground, like there's not a bad seat. It's a good viewing experience. It is. So we're looking at 53 degrees, 58% chance of rain, cloudy with showers, high of 53. Like I said, winds south to southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour, chance of rain 60%.
So winds don't play a factor. It all depends on the rain right there.
Yeah, just hope the weather doesn't get worse.
And like I said, I feel like that Northwestern game. I feel like that we need that to kind of show we're up against some bad weather. So now we know how to prepare, especially for Michigan.
If they didn't have that game, I would lean more towards Michigan in this because Ohio State hasn't really had a running game all year.
Exactly.
They've been struggling running the ball. Pretty much if you go 5 wide with Ohio State, you're going to score 7 with the receivers. Their wide receiver, you right now.
But our defense has been hit or miss.
Yes. They've been
So
struggling.
that's more so what I'm scared about. I'm hoping they're watching film and getting prepared like they need to be. I'm not sure.
You guys are less confident than I thought you would be.
No, we're just being realistic. We're just saying. Yeah, just because they have the block M, even though that block M is stupid. Your colors are fucking blue and corn.
I won't piss on that block M.
Great colors.
Terrible
Blue in a fucking vegetable.
It's maize.
Corn, also known as corn.
Maize?
Look up maize. It says in parentheses corn.
All right.
So with this one, I'm actually not because it's Michigan or because it's Ohio State, but because it's a rivalry game, I wouldn't touch that spread. And I'm gonna go ahead because I feel like teams are gonna grind for some touchdowns. I'm gonna take the over for the 57.
Yeah, this is one that I wouldn't bet only because I want to just watch it. It's one that obviously I have a rooting interest in. I want Michigan to win. Go ahead, Casey. Give your thoughts. I'll wait. I'll go
See,
live.
it's like I lean Ohio State -7.5 because I feel like they're gonna come out pissed off. And I'm looking at the weather. It's like
And Michigan's not
But it's also,
no. Why is Michigan gonna come out pissed off?
because they're playing. I don't think
It's a rivalry game, but dude, think about it. Ohio State lost to Michigan last year, and you have all these Michigan fans saying Ohio State hasn't beat Michigan over 1,000 days because the year prior
Well, that
was COVID year and they didn't play. So Ohio State has a chip on their shoulder. They know they need to get it done. People are saying Michigan this, Michigan that. Ohio State's gonna come out fucking fire.
don't get me wrong. Playing as an Ohio State Buckeye in the big house is crazy. Crazy fans.
Oh, yeah.
Big loud ass.
Oh yeah.
But playing that horseshoe, it's smaller, but it's a lot more compact.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Michigan's gonna.
fans are a little bit more on top.
Yeah.
I think Michigan's going to come out ready to play, but it's just.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State's going to come out with a little more aggression.
I thought Michigan was going to second guess themselves.
See, I don't know.
can
So
see that.
I see this. So I see, Ohio State's going to come out pissed, but like, no matter what, they'd always come out like that against Michigan. I don't think it's any different this year based on last year's result.
I have a feeling Jim Harbaugh's going to get ahead of himself.
He already did last week with the celebration he gave in the locker room. He's so shit.
I feel like it's two distinctly different things for both programs. I think Ryan Day's in a prove-it spot. I think there's plenty of Ohio State fans and alumni that aren't convinced that Ryan Day is as elite as he maybe was initially thought as being. I think this is a big prove-it spot for Jim Harbaugh and Michigan to say that last year wasn't a fluke. And I think they've already done that by jumping out to, an 11-0 start or whatever it is. Yeah, but still, you play the schedule that you're given, right? And
They make it.
They make the
They're not
schedule.
giving that schedule.
You make the schedule.
They offer those teams money to come beat the shit out of them.
Right.
And then so they make the schedule. They don't pick
they're
them.
not the only team that does that,
They're
though.
not, but they're the teams that pick.
Who did Alabama play last week? Austin Pay?
Okay, but are they bottom 20 in college football?
That was that. That was
Michigan?
that.
Regardless. You can't predict that, man. You're not scheduling like I'm pretty sure these guys.
Oh yeah, Hawaii is going to be a great college football team.
Have they never in our lifetime been competitive? Have they never in our lifetime been competitive?
UConn, that wasn't even a college
Answer my
football
question.
team.
Answer my question. Has Hawaii ever been competitive in our lifetime?
Colt Brennan in fucking 2001.
It wasn't 2001. It was
2005.
way more recent than that. But okay.
2005.
Regardless, you guys can shit on Michigan's schedule all you want. That's not the point.
3 years ago.
That's not the point I'm trying to make. You're turning
4 years ago.
You're turning this into a complete separate argument. I myself, as a Michigan fan, can't really defend their out-of-conference schedule. We're well past that now. They won all the other games in front of them. You can't, right, but they did it. Even if they should have won them, they still did it. And you can say the same thing about, like, Alabama didn't win games that they should have won this year. Same with Tennessee and other teams. Tennessee was favored to beat South Carolina. They lose, but no one's, like, barking up about how bad Tennessee's schedule. Regardless.
Tennessee's schedule was
I'm
bad.
not. Regardless,
Tennessee's
guys.
schedule wasn't bad.
It's actually decent.
Yeah, it was better than Michigan's.
Regardless, I'm not disagreeing with that. I think it was. I do. I'm saying that Ohio State didn't really play anybody either. So let's not pretend.
Notre Dame's number 13 in the country. That's not a
We're
country.
just going off rankings.
But Notre Dame's an 8-3 fucking team. Well, hold on. Let's go.
Your ass.
Hold on. Did you want to fucking bring that up? Let's go to Michigan's schedule and let's look at their 3 teams that they played at the beginning.
What does it matter who they played at the beginning of the year? Can we talk about this game? Why are we going back through all this?
Let's call
You're just looking for a reason.
Ohio State 2-9. Great team to put on your schedule. Hawaii, what are they? Hawaii 3-9. Another great team to have on your schedule. Progress. They got one more win. Woo! From UConn, where are you at? 6-6. No.
Just not even letting me talk about the points I'm trying to make. But okay. Yeah, Michigan had a bad out-of-conference schedule. No one in this room is disagreeing with that. So can we agree with that? Are we done with that? Are we done with that part?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, the next
Don't bring up
point.
anyone else's schedule.
The next point, the whole point I was trying to make is I think both teams are in a prove-it spot. I think Ohio State's trying to prove that Ryan Day is the guy, and they are good. I think Michigan's trying to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. And do they need to beat Ohio State to do that? To an extent, I guess. But I still think Harbaugh in the last 2 to 3 years, regardless of all that, he's been good. He just hasn't been great. Now, if they lose this year and then they win next year at home, does it become this flippity thing? I don't know. Let's talk about this game this year.
I have a question for you guys first. Do you guys think that there's a chance if either team win, or if I'm not that ass? Do you think there's a chance whenever team loses, they can still get in the?
Yeah, I think there's a good
But I
chance.
think Michigan has to be the team to lose. I don't think if Michigan beats Ohio State, they'll throw Ohio State in.
Why, if they have that much better of a schedule, why wouldn't
Because you're talking about schedules. Now you want to bring it up.
that completely contradicts.
No, because it's one, you lost at home late. Losing late matters. And 2, it depends on what happens with TCU and USC and LSU at this point.
Yeah, okay, the home factor is a good point.
You lose that this week.
LSU, they play up.
Who do they have?
No, they play
Texas
South,
A&M.
A&M.
Then they go to Georgia next week, and that's the championship.
Next week, okay.
But it's like if you lose at home, that feeling the committee, and it's the last game of the year. You can't prove it. You can't prove anything else.
Yeah,
They're not going because of that.
I do still think there's a scenario where, like, because I would say both fan bases should feel pretty good with where they're at, being undefeated. Because now, like, if there was a one-loss Tennessee there, yeah,
It's typical.
Yeah.
Major.
fair enough. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this.
I'm not used to it.
Well, also, yeah.
My team
I
sucks.
mean, TCU's doing good this year, man. What are you talking about?
I can't jump on that bandwagon. My Michigan State Spartans are 5-6 right now.
I will say this real quick, and we're getting, like, I still have not been able to finish my point because you guys are dickheads.
You're
But-
the one that keeps on bringing up schedules, and we're just reaming you because your team schedule sucks.
So you play the schedule you're given, man. You win the
You make
games
your
you're
schedule.
given. Regardless.
Okay,
You still have to win the games. I was going to say that I think the big matchup in this, obviously things to look for. Blake Corum's got to play. He's obviously a difference maker on that team. Donovan Edwards has to play because he arguably is the more athletic version of Blake Corum. He's arguably Michigan's best receiver, and he's a running back.
Even if Blake plays, it'll be a movie Myles situation where he's still not going to be 100% out there.
See, that's what you don't know, right? Because they said there's no structural damage, but that doesn't mean your knee's not going to be swollen for 2
I
weeks.
feel like that shit is still going to hurt.
Yeah.
Ohio State being around.
Now that
They're going to be targeted.
They're not going to make it look obvious, but they're going to target that knee.
That's why I think it's a bigger deal if Edwards plays than Corum. Because if Corum, like you said, is already not going to be 100%.
You have to have your 1-2 punch.
Yeah, 100%. It's a good change of pace.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punch.
Yeah, shit. I think the biggest matchup to watch here is going to be DJ Turner and Marvis Harrison Jr. DJ Turner has been Michigan's best corner the last 2 years, and you saw what happened when Penn State tried to put Joey Porter Jr. on Marvin Harrison Jr. Both future NFL stars, probably.
Marvin Harrison.
It's just different.
Like
And
nobody, they're going to have to double team him. They do.
Someone who's going to be open out. That's the thing.
Luka.
No, what I mean is like you have a plethora of options there. That's what I mean. Like, well, who? I don't know. Take your fucking pick. You know what I mean?
Boom, now I got somebody.
Yeah. So they're going to have to generate pressure on CJ Stroud. They're going to have to be really disciplined. I think, we talked about a lot in high school baseball, Myles, the freebie war, right? This is in games like this. Think about Alabama when they played Texas earlier this year. Bama ended up winning that game. Quinn Ewers got hurt. Bama literally was trying to lose. They had like 25 penalties. And it was like, what are we doing? So I think that's going to be that's an easy take. Like, don't make a lot of penalties. You have a good chance to win. I think particular in a game like this where it's going to be that physical, the refs are going to let them play. The refs are going to let these guys play. They're going to be going at it. But I just. Harbaugh's done this to us Michigan fans where you just get this bad feeling sometimes. And, JJ's been good. He hasn't been great.
He showed some very inaccuracy last week.
And he's
really bad.
Overthrowing, especially on deep
Those
balls.
overthrows against somebody that's in front of their target, that's interception.
I don't feel like JJ's ready for
six.
You don't know, right? Yeah,
just because last week.
Sophomore. Straight up
Sophomore. He played a lot. He played a bunch last year.
He played in every game.
But he hasn't played in the horseshoe yet.
No. And I don't think he did. I don't think he played against Ohio State.
They didn't play against Ohio State. No, not after. He didn't play at all
after Michigan State.
Yeah, humbled.
But it's one of those things to where he showed it last week when the game on the line, to where he's missing wide open guys and all that. So where it's like in a game like this against Ohio State.
It was windy.
Okay, this game's going to be windy. It's going to be almost the exact same except windy, but I just feel like it's going to be the exact same thing. The game's going to get put in JJ's hands, and he's just not going to get it done. Ohio State's just going to put too much pressure on him.
You also got to throw in there. Ohio State's defense had some freak of nature plays lately.
Yeah,
especially to
Zach Harrison's really good.
Yeah. So
I am just of the belief that Michigan, from a competitive standpoint and from an athletic standpoint, has turned the corner. I think they do enough to keep it close. I have my dog of the week this week. I think Michigan wins. I think they get back to the playoff. Obviously, that's super wishful hoping. The one thing that I don't want to happen is for Michigan to get blown out. That would be disheartening. And for people like you guys, all it does is give you more ammunition to be like, yeah, well, maybe you should play someone you're out of conference. I hate that because I don't think one game
I would never say
I don't
something.
think
Why
one
would
game,
you say I would say
one game can ever define someone's season. I just don't. I think you could.
I like to define someone's character. And in that horseshoe, it's a different breed.
It is.
Like if you're with most of the guys are,
Especially how Ohio State fans are. You've heard yells like they're brutal fans.
And Michigan's been really fortunate for the tough games they've had to play this year. They've been at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got tested on the road at Rutgers. Granted, they ended up routing them in the second half. That first half was a lot closer than Michigan game. Yeah. Rutgers was up 17.
Same thing with Iowa. They struggled with Iowa for a little bit at the beginning of that.
Yeah. So you just hope you build off those experience. I don't know. I truthfully, I didn't go to either school. I want Michigan to win, but what I really, really want as a fan is just an instant classic. I want a game like we saw with Tennessee, Alabama. I have a lot of friends that are dire Michigan fans that say, nope, I want to be at 49-0 in the first half because it's a guaranteed win. I like entertainment. I would love for this to go to triple overtime.
Oh, I know. I want Ohio State to fucking
See,
roll.
I don't-
But I just think because I get entertainment out of that. Like Michigan,
Michigan fans mad.
literally, like that playoff game, you had to tell me to stop texting two of our friends because I was going at them.
That was out of pocket.
I went to the game last year. So I didn't serve the game. Like, getting around a lot of people.
There? Unless you're at the end, you can do any service.
So I literally, like, I knew people were on my phone. I'm like, thank God I can't receive
Right?
I got out of that game. I had 96 Twitter notifications. I had.
Oh, I tweeted. Sure.
Yeah, I had 46 texts. And my DMs on Instagram. Unreal. Unreal. So for every person that texted me last year, I have a screen record of it. Yeah, they will
go right at 'em.
Oh yes. I mean every single one.
Michigan by 50.
And I do feel like if Ohio State gets up in the first half, I feel like with Michigan being a lot younger, they're gonna fold.
I agree. If Michigan has to go in the half tied, if not only down 3, going into halftime down 17, 14, something like that, to where you get the ball possibly at the beginning of the second half to where you can drive it down and put pressure on Ohio State by either tying the game or taking the lead.
Michigan's gonna have to
do that because, like you said, both these teams are second half teams.
Yep.
Michigan's going to make that great second half adjustment like they have been all year to try to rout Ohio State in that second half. And Ohio State's going to do the same thing and make
But the
that.
thing about Ohio State at half, we make changes at half because we play bad the first half typically.
Right.
So they're going to be trying to make changes to our first half offense when we're going to be past that first half offense.
This second half of this game is going to be amazing just because of the second half adjustments both teams have made all throughout the entire year. I'm really looking forward to the second half.
I think I'm looking forward to how creative these offenses are going to get. Obviously, we both know what the bread and butter. You got a future NFL star in C.J. Stroud and a Michigan football team that likes to play like it's 1950. You know what I mean?
It makes it like a
Big Ten.
feeling.
Yeah, it does.
Yup.
I think another thing I'm really looking forward to in this game is how like you were talking about the age, you know, like this is a big. All right, how long you been kicked out?
I literally just
Yeah, just did it.
Oh, all right, you're good. Make sure your mic's working.
Hello.
Good. Sorry about that, guys. Kick Casey out of the studio. The one thing I was gonna say, you mentioned kind of like Michigan's youth a little bit, and not maybe.
I restarted the video just to let you know.
Well, why is because your cam's on? Your cam doesn't need you. There you go.
Well, my thing says go to your thing real fast. Okay, so we're good.
We should be good. Okay. You mentioned like the how Michigan's younger. And I think what you meant is like experience-wise more than anything. I think this is a big game for Ohio State C.J. Stroud. I mean, everyone's talking about him, Bryce Young, 1-2, 1-2. There's been some games this year where it's been a little questionable. There's a lot of heat on Ohio State quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Granted, Justin Fields has been playing really well. That they're more system quarterbacks. I think he needs to come out, have a big game. That helps his Heisman chances immensely, 100%. I think if this is a close game, no matter who wins, Stroud puts up numbers. I don't think it hurts his Heisman chance. It's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. I don't know. You guys hate Michigan, but I do have a serious, legitimate sports fan question. And you guys can say, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know the answer yet. It took Harbaugh a little bit to seemingly get things going in Michigan, despite they were winning 10 games, but they were just getting their asses kicked by Ohio State and Michigan State, right? Do you guys sense or feel like they've turned the corner at Michigan? They're going to be more competitive consistently going forward? Or is it just it's only been, you have only last year of going to the playoff? What are your guys' thoughts on it?
No, you go first.
I feel like Michigan has always been, we're going to do good. We're going to do good. And then that one fuck up, other than the Ohio State game, they typically have.
Yeah, they lose the game they should,
yes,
right? And then you go into Ohio State with Let's just give it all we got.
Now there's no way that I can go and say they haven't turned that corner. But what I will say is, I don't feel like Michigan's always been good on paper for recruiting. Like they've always been top, right under Alabama. They've always been number 2.
Yeah.
So I can't quite say they've like you said, you don't know if we say so after this game. I'm gonna have to say after the game to really answer that because I don't know if that was the spurt or if that was the new mission.
Did you have one good group of seniors that were able to get it done, or have you actually changed the program culturally?
Because the sign has because he went crazy last year.
Yeah, they took it personally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. You have to give it another year. Just because, we're near, 5?
7
of Jim Harbaugh? I mean, after the first 5
14.
years, he didn't do shit for him.
Yeah,
I mean, so it's one of those things. I mean, you're like, oh well, he turned the corner now. He got his guys, and he should have did that 4 years
It
ago.
also took Dabo Swinney like 7 or 8 years. I mean, it takes.
But it's not. But Clemson's not Michigan. When he took over Clemson, he made Clemson what it is today. When Jim Harbaugh took over Michigan, it's we have NFL guy coming over here, NFL experience, quarterback guru, this and that, all this hype on Michigan football, and he didn't do shit for 5 years.
I mean, he still won 10 games.
No, he did, but it's okay. Well, I'm okay, but that doesn't matter at Michigan.
That's kind of the problem, though. I think because it's like if Ohio State is just head and shoulders above people. Is it really a fair comparison? I know
I don't feel like Ohio State is just superior this year. I don't. I've been saying that from my tweets, from my posts. I've been saying that all year.
I don't think any team's like you could.
I Georgia's superior.
I see that. I mean, they're good. They're good, but it's one of those things. Like Missouri showed that you can possibly beat Georgia at the beginning of the year. I mean, you have teams where Kentucky last week kind of kept it a little close. I mean, yeah, it is preparation. I mean. You're going to give these teams like Michigan possibly that has a really good defense that you're going to give Jim Harbaugh time to prepare against Georgia. I mean, I know last year they kicked the absolute fucking piss out of them, but it's one of those things. I mean, that Georgia team I felt like was a different team, and they lost 8 guys to the NFL on defense.
Yeah, I don't see. And the other thing too, and we can wrap it up about this game because we can go in circle. We can probably talk about this game for 3 hours. But the only thing I can think of is that it was 16 years before last year until Michigan had beaten Ohio State, right?
I don't think it was 10.
No, it was 10. It was 16. I think it's been 16 years since they beat them in Columbus. Because last time they beat them was in 11.
Oh, when Luke Fickell was the interim.
They beat them in 11 in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, after Tressel got fired or kicked off the team.
Yeah, I think it's been 16 years since the last time they won in Columbus.
Okay. Sorry, I missed. It's been a while since Michigan has won.
2 years, 16.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a long-ass time.
You almost wonder from a program perspective if every year you lose there's just more and more pressure to win the next one, that now that they finally bust that off, it can be a little bit more even match.
See, and I feel like that's going to play a part too. I know for a fact, my first cousin, that's obviously the big Ohio State fan. My first cousin was a star when I was 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
So
you have a
6-year-old going to the big house is like a 6-year-old going to the horseshoe.
Yeah,
God.
So so it's the same. But I know for a fact, last year after the game, I know he texted some of those guys "You guys fucked this up."
Yeah.
Alumni were pissed last year that happened.
Yeah.
So I feel like they have more pressure than anybody on them right now to win this game.
I can see that.
I actually agree with you. I think it's arguably the biggest game in Ryan Day's career.
And it's the biggest game for C.J. Stroud too.
Oh, for sure. Because if Michigan goes in there and they win by 10 or more.
Not even that. Michigan just wins. I feel like that's going to put a lot of people are going to be calling for Ryan Day's head.
They are, because they're going to be like, look, dude, you've been given everything. I mean, you were given the keys to a Lamborghini, and all you've done is scratch it up since you've been here.
But I don't feel like he just lost one game last year. He didn't scratch it.
They lost 2 games,
They lost 2 last year.
Purdue and Michigan. They got Purdue.
We lost Purdue last year.
Yeah, because they went in. Both those teams had one loss.
But even if that's the case,
That's right. But you're acting like 2 losses are.
But it's one of those things where, like, teams like Ohio State and Michigan, okay, they're not looking to go 10-2 and fucking go to a New Year's Six bowl game and win it. That's not what they're looking for. They're not Michigan. They're not Michigan State. They're not me. I'm looking to go to a fucking. I'm happy to go to the Rose Bowl.
Give me the Rose Bowl.
Give me the Rose Bowl. Give me the Sugar Bowl. Give me a fucking bowl game. But I mean, you guys root for the playoff, the national championship. Like Michigan, I feel like last year your season was a bust because you didn't win. Okay, no, your season was a win because you beat Ohio State.
Yeah,
but like, let's reverse it and put Ohio State in the Michigan shoes. And last year, Ohio State beats Michigan. They go on to Georgia,
because they always beat Michigan.
They always beat Michigan. They're the team that you're like they're in that playoff, and then they get rolled. Ohio State, your season's a bust at that point if you don't win a national championship.
You just said Ryan Day was given the keys to the Lamborghini, and he just scratched it up. So what the fuck was Harbaugh giving when he went? Literally, he was earned a fucking place.
Hell no! Harbaugh took
They
over.
win 1 or 2 on every year from rooting on paper. Every year.
Dude, he took over like a 6-6 team. I mean,
This team that had a shitty coach.
And it took you 6 years to be good.
They said, no.
they were good right away. They won
Shitty
10
guy.
games the first game. First year.
Did you win the Big Ten? No. When was the first time they won the Big Ten? Last year, right?
last year.
Okay.
That's another thing where, as a Michigan fan,
I
like,
Day comment. I apologize.
it's okay. No, it wasn't my comment. It was Harbaugh's comment. Actually, he said he was born on third base. Just saying. I was gonna say it was a particularly tough time to be a Michigan fan when you suck and you bring in someone like Harbaugh that you in your mind is an instant fix, but it's just not. That's not how the world works. And you have Michigan State being the best they've ever been, and Ohio State being the best they've ever been, and you're like, well, we'll just sit here and play with our Legos until they grow up and we can go have fun with the big boys. And we're there now. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive than people think. I think Michigan has a path to success in this game, and I think Ohio State has a chance to win by a good number too. If that offense gets cooking, if they expose Michigan's secondary, then we're in trouble. We'll see what happens. Jesse Minter's got to cook up a great defensive plan for Michigan. They have to get pressure on Ohio State, C.J. Stroud, excuse me. And I think the bigger thing is, like we talked about, is can they keep Marvin Harrison Jr. and some of those other vertical threats for Ohio State at bay? I mean, you cannot afford to drop so many in coverage that you're going to give Stroud 5, 6, 7, 8, because, like you mentioned earlier, they'll just throw it to another 5-star. So
he's utilized that last couple of years.
yeah, if he needs to get a first down, well, I know he's not a run first guy, but he
He
can.
has a fucking best wide receiver.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, well, why have you have five guys?
He's like, I don't know.
Taylor's talked about that a little bit too. Like he has, I mean, he's a 4-6, 4-7, 4.
Probably wish he used his legs a little bit more at times.
But then they were like, you have, even if you have 3 receivers go down right now, and they will still be able to pull some guys out of that receiving room and still be solid.
Yeah.
There's some red
That's
shirt
scary.
that hasn't touched the field yet that would start at like 90% of solid. Yeah.
That's insane.
But, well, we got through without killing each other. I got nothing more.
I got nothing more. You look like you were going to kill us at the beginning. Like you
guys-
look like
You guys were fucking
You look
ganging up
He
on
was
me.
going to cry. He was going to cry for a second. It looked like I saw the tear in his eyes.
Break time. All right, coming back from the break. Fresh with some drinks. Shout out to Whitaker Road Aubrey's. Appreciate you guys letting us use the room. As always, it's been a hell of a show so far. A lot of fun. We're past the hardest part of the show for me. So
How
let's.
do you feel? I mean, you were about to cry earlier, so.
I was not. I was fine. You're just pissing me off. I mean, I couldn't even forgot my thought before you guys were even done talking. So it's just pointless. But,
Let's get into it. The first game on the
whoa. NFL Week 12. Cue the music.
Sorry, I forgot.
All right. First game on the slate: the Buffalo Bulls at the Detroit Lions.
Shit. Bills.
I just read what's on the sheet, man. That's your fault. You're not locked.
The Buffalo Bills head to Detroit and play the Lions. The Bills are 9-point favorites, over-under at 54.
I like the over and this one. No opinion on the spread.
I'll let our guest go because his picks of the week, I think, are a little wild and think this game is in it.
Is it?
Yeah, he picked the Lions.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
The Lions have swag right now. The Lions, I think, I feel like the Bills' defense has so many injuries right now.
They are banged up.
4 or 5 guys down.
They are banged up.
If Michigan, I'm still on this. If the Lions can figure out a way to stop Stephon Diggs, or not to stop, slow him down, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
If they can find a way to slow him down,
Yeah.
then I feel like they can have a chance at winning. I will go this pick. I'm going Bulls. Yeah, my bad.
That's Casey's fault.
Sorry, that's not me.
We've been watching too much action, dude.
I'm going Lions +9.
So,
Because the Lions always stay close to the spread. Unless they just get
I can see that. I can see.
I can totally see that.
I can see that.
But I'm done with the Lions. I'm done. All right.
That's
If
not
the Seahawks can trade Russell Wilson and be competitive with a guy named Geno Smith, who was a dead man 2 years ago, then the Lions should be able to do the same
I
thing.
mean, my whole thing is, I don't know. Every time I ride with the Lions, they fuck me. Every time I ride against the Lions, they fuck me. So fuck it.
You know what's crazy? That is me. Like, if I put them, I remember last year, I had the Lions, I never got the Lions. I put them like plus 24.5.
Mm-hmm.
They were down like 20-0 at half. Got the absolute shit beat out of them. I did it again. They lost. I was like, I'm done. Any Detroit teams on my
I did the same last year. I bet the Lions a couple times. They lost. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go against them. Pick the entire NFL slate. The only game to fucking lose was the week the Lions beat the Vikings. I bet the Vikings. I was like, oh, the Vikings are going to fucking easily win this.
Lions celebrated like they'd won
Lions
the Super Bowl.
won, and then next thing you know, I think it was like 8K I was going to win. Boom.
Did you guys see my video I made last year at that game?
Oh yeah, you were at the game. I think
Bro,
I
I
did see
turned this way like thinking they weren't gonna get it.
Yeah, I did see that.
You're a fucking idiot. Why are you scoring?
You're like, what?
I'm like, I have Kennedy's jersey on.
Yeah.
I turned and they fucking scored. And all the fans just start running.
Well, this was a mistake.
AJ scored that game, right? He scored. It was like their last touchdown they scored because he gave them the lead.
Yeah. And it was like that classic meme of Myles in the end zone like this when the Lions scored. It's like, and at this moment, he knew he fucked up. I could totally see the Lions being competitive here. It's, it's Thanksgiving. Lions play every Thanksgiving. Bills, crazy enough, just played there last week. Don't even know if they traveled home. I'm sure they did. But regardless, Bills going to be plenty comfortable with that. I mean, they're going to be in that locker room two weeks in a row. I don't know. Bills are just – if it was any other team in the NFL but the Bills or the Chiefs, I'd feel just different.
But I also expected the Bills to put up more being inside last week. And
Yeah.
And who they play? The Browns? Yeah, Browns decent defense, though. I don't know. Listen, bet with your head, not your heart. I'm not touching this one.
I'm going with my heart. Lions +9.
Fuck it, I'm doing it. Lions +9. Next game, New York Giants heading to the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are 9-point favorites, over under at 44.5. Giants coming off an ugly loss to our very own Lions. Cowboys, meanwhile, coming off a blowout victory against the Minnesota Vikings last night. I like Cowboys -9. Give me the over.
Yeah,
Giants +9.
They just put up 40. What? They just put up 40.
I feel like this spread's a lot of recency bias. Cowboys, our Giants have looked good all year. I'm going to go Giants +9 and give me the under in this one.
Under? Are you sure about that? Because I think you just did a thing that I normally do.
What, did we take them in the over in the blanket
Yeah.
thingy? Didn't we? Didn't?
Yeah, we did.
We didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Where are they at?
They're right there.
Oh, and on that one, okay. Best picks of the week parlay. I'm just saying, that's not my pick. That's Myles' pick.
Just saying.
That's not my pick. That's Myles' pick.
You said you liked it earlier.
I didn't do what you did.
You said
Your
you liked
dumbass-
it.
No, your dumbass said.
Said you
I
liked
like-
it.
I
Did
like-
you or did you not
I
say you
like-
liked it?
No.
You were the one that said, I like these two from Myles. And I said, yep, those are both good with me.
No. This is different than what you did. You completely picked the game that we talked about above. You said, I'll take Oregon plus 17.5. Then next thing you know, or you take Georgia minus 17.5. The next thing you know, you had Oregon plus 17.5 in your picks of the week. Dipshit. Play the back of the tape. It was the first episode. I remember. Anyway,
It's got receipts, I guess, bro. Fuck. God damn.
the last game on Thanksgiving, the New England Patriots.
Oh, yeah. Do we even preface that? All these three, the first three are all Turkey Day games. Oh, we'll do this at the end. But happy Thanksgiving to all our friends and family out there. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, the New England Patriots head out to Minnesota and played Minnesota Vikings. Vikings 3-point favorites, over under at 42.5.
You know, we got a very special guest this week, Myles. Obviously, Myles is a good friend, with one of our former peers, KJ Osborne. For that reason, and for most reasons, every week we ride with the Vikings -3. Give me the over as well. I think the Vikings, after last week's performance, are going to be determined to score some points. I know the Patriots defense can be. I mean, no matter what type of personnel they throw out there, it feels like they're just always good. I still think the Vikings score enough points to get to the over in this one. Give me Vikings -3. Shout out KJ Osborne. Shout out to Myles, and give me the over. We do that like every show, by the way.
This one
He'll listen one day. It's fine.
He will. Vikings -3.5. I'm picking Justin Jefferson to go for 500 yards this week. Last week, Trayvon Diggs made a pretty big statement against him. I think he's going to have to make a statement back this week with the Patriots.
Is that Stephon's brother, too? Yeah, that's crazy.
But he's not. Trayvon is. He's not nearly as.
He's not as talented.
Yeah.
He's a good DB. He's not as talented.
Yeah, he's not a superstar.
He gets a lot of interceptions. Gives up a lot of deep balls too, though. So
I honestly thought he was going to be a bust. I didn't think he was going to be good coming out of Bama because I didn't. I mean, he was good at Bama, but it was like I didn't think he was going to transition over to the league the way. I mean, I thought he was just going to be an okay player. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he is right now.
Slot. I thought they were going to move him to the slot, like
Be a
nickel corner or something, but.
And I also feel like, and I don't know how Kirk Cousins doesn't put up at least 27 plus a week with that receiving group he has.
Actually, Eddie's not.
Bro, just how do you not score a fucking touchdown?
You have,
I'm passionate about this. So,
two receivers that you can argue were possibly top 10 receivers in the NFL.
bro, there's no that wide receiving group.
It's insane.
I really don't think.
Only team you can say is better is the Bengals. With Chase, Higgins, and
But Jamar Chase is done right. He's down right now. So I'm still going Vikings over him.
Take the whole room. Justin Jefferson is him.
And mind you, they have Jalen Reagor on the bench, so that's like, bro, you have literally
Talent.
You have everything you can fucking ask for as a wide receiver. You have the one of the best. Those two guys are your number one. You have one of the guys that helped the franchise under Biggs for years and years and years. That's your number two. And you have a fucking guy that held the highest catching percentage last year in the league. That's your number three. And the first round is your number four. How the fuck are you in Dalvin Cook as a running back? How are you not putting up 27 plus a game?
Yeah.
How?
I don't.
I hate Kurt just to say that.
Yeah.
I hate Kurt.
Yeah.
We have nobody else.
Yeah.
But it's like in the NFL, who other than obviously
New coach has been good though.
new coaches are great.
Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, other than your Josh Allen's, your Patrick Mahomes, your Aaron Rodgers. I mean, okay, we'll take Jared Goff. Switch Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins.
Jared Goff will go crazy.
Is that team going to be a lot better than they are now?
Yeah.
You really think so?
Fuck yeah.
I disagree.
Why?
I just don't think. I mean,
Jared Goff is basically.
I am a little more biased about Kirk Cousins because he went
Sparty.
He's a Sparty. So I'm a little more biased about that side of it. Well, I mean, but I just feel like he's not that bad. He's not that bad of a QB.
Yes, he is. I'm gonna tell you why he is. With Justin Jefferson, when he's seen that Justin Jefferson can catch a fucking golf ball with people on him, he relied on, all right, I can only throw the ball to Justin Jefferson. He didn't. That's why Adam only has between 25 and 40 yards a game.
I feel like most quarterbacks in the NFL are like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not even Goff. You have a favorite target, a guy you rely on, sure. But
Quarterbacks don't have that core. They don't have 4 guys that can throw the ball to. So when I mentioned Kirk Cousins, and mind you, I'm biased again because
your best friend. He's your best friend. He's a wide out.
If KJ gets 7 targets a game, Kirk's going to overthrow him 3.5.
It's one of
So
those
it's fucked for me because I'm watching that shit. And I'm like, or even when I'm at the game, I'm like, all right, I see fucking KJ. Now I respect the fact that he's wide receiver 3. He has 2 looks before he gets to KJ. But when you throw him the fucking ball, give him the same target you gave Justin with that
At
down.
least make it catchable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm not asking for a lot.
KJ can make a play.
I'm not asking for that.
Yeah.
Make it so if he's running this way, he doesn't have to. No.
I mean, but at that point, I'm not trying to defend Kirk.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you are.
I mean, it's like by the time he gets to that option, I mean,
He's under pressure.
No. But KJ is open. It's not.
No. I agree. Watching Vikings game, it's like there's times where I'm watching. It's like he's 10 yards right there. Fucking hit him. He's gonna get 15
At some
yards.
point, I said KJ was just out there conditioning.
No, I mean,
wide open.
I do agree. He can be more eyes on the field to where it's like, okay, well, my eyes are over here, but I mean, I have a wide open guy.
And then he can't run. Like he's incapable.
Yeah, Kurt's not.
Good guy if he met somebody.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, and again, not to fit in Kurt, there are route tree combinations in NFL where you're never even looking at a guy, but you don't use KJ for a guy like that. That's when you bring in Rieger and be like, you're running a fly route or a go route. No one's ever going to throw you the ball. We're just trying to move the safety to the left side of the field, something like that. You don't use a guy like KJ. KJ's proven, man. He's not in his first year in the league anymore.
KJ's not a scrub.
He's
not.
He's carved out a life for
I
himself.
could understand if he was a guy, that is hit or miss with balls.
He's not dropping passes. That's
When you're telling me a guy that stepped up with, I forgot how many touchdowns K had last year. I want to say 5.
I thought it was
7.
6. Yeah.
So, but even
helped
with
me in
that,
fantasy a couple weeks.
even with that, with Adam going down and KJ showing that he could be that go-to guy outside of Justin, even on last week, not yesterday, but last week, they said 3rd and 10. Of course, they go to Osborne. Every fucking crunch time situation, if it's not a long ball to Justin, it's a touch play for KJ.
Yeah.
Every time, and it's like, all right, when is he gonna get his flowers?
Yeah. And he deserves it. I mean, and that's no cap. I mean,
Like I said, I'm passionate about that topic, so I'm gonna stay away from her.
listen, we admit our biases on this show and we lean into them. And I'll tell you right now, all 3 of us are as on board and rooting for KJ to be successful as anyone.
When he beat the Lions, I mean, I was actually more happy that the Vikings were going to win off of KJ Osborne game-winning touchdown.
I will say this though about KJ, just show him as much love as we can. I've been here many a times on a Sunday afternoon, enjoying my football Sunday, having a couple beers, and whenever the Vikings come on TV, there is no less than 5, 6 people that are like, "Hey, you see that number? You see him right there? He went to Lincoln," and people are like, "What? He went to what?" One of my good friends that's a regular here, he just moved to Appleton, Wisconsin. His name, we call him Scruff. Found out that I knew of KJ. I'm not going to say I know KJ personally. I mean, I do, but we're not friends. I don't want. I don't want to pretend. I'm not. Yeah, I can't text him like I can text Myles. Yeah, if I saw him, I would say hello, but I don't like. I don't want to be. I'm not. That's not who I am.
I can't do what Myles does. Be like, I talk to the guy.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen.
Let's move on.
So anyway, The dude Scruff, he's from Minnesota. He's a Minnesota native. I was sitting there, I was like, I said, you know what, KJ kid went to Lincoln here, so then he transferred IMG, went to Buffalo, Miami, got drafted. Yeah, I know his whole story. I looked him up after we drafted him. He goes, how do you know him? I was like, I said, he was a sophomore right after, I think when I was a senior. I said, maybe I graduated.
Yeah.
And he's like, got real close to me. He's like, I'll buy you a beer if you give me a FaceTime with him. I was like, see, this is when grown men become weird in sports. No, I'm not going to make that happen. I said, but like
I've got a few guys that'll FaceTime him right now. Like,
no,
because I know if once he gets off the phone, he'll be like, why the fuck?
Can you just leave me off? Like, bro, I got one off day. He's like, I have one, you know what I mean? But he's a big deal around here, man. Like I told you, like, he gets put on here. People know him around here, and he's done a good job.
He's a good dude.
He's giving back. He's got his charities.
That free kids camp here, him and Tyler did over in the summertime.
Yeah.
It was. Kane's a good dude outside of football and on the football
Right.
field.
That's why he's always going to be fine. You know what I mean? Like that's the difference. Is he's always been that way. Hard worker. Just happens to also be
Hardest worker I know.
also just has to be a dog on the football field. So that helps. But yeah, shout out to Myles for knowing someone famous. Or he probably knows, like, what? Shit, that's not your only friend that you know.
You don't have to get into that. Let's move on.
Baseball guys.
I can think of
Let's
three.
move on.
But moving on, the Cincinnati Bengals head to Tennessee and play the Titans. Bengals are 1-point favorites, over under at 42.5.
Bengals been disappointing this year, man.
They can still make the playoffs.
Well, I'm not fucking with the Bengals because they lost me so much money. I mean, so much money.
Like every week, you're just like,
I'm going. What the fuck is it?
Titans?
No, I'm Austin Henry.
Derek. You think Austin Eckler? Yeah.
I'm going Derrick Henry 3+ touchdowns in this game. Honestly,
I like that.
I'm going him 3+ touchdowns.
This is the time of year Tennessee gets good every year under Vrabel.
And
It gets cold, and they start beating the shit out of teams.
since he does not have Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
so that is going to change things with that game.
Yeah, I think
That's going to make them. Oh no, I'm not going to say they're one-dimensional, but
I mean Samaje Perine was getting like most of their carries, and that dude was like dead in the league 2 years ago. So like that always makes me nervous when like you have a guy like Joe Mixon that just
Fuck Joe Mixon.
he won me a lot of money.
you lost Casey a lot of money in fantasy.
I am a fan.
I hate Joe Mixon. He is on my. I will never pick up in fantasy ever again because he fucked me 3 years in a row. Fuck Joe Mixon.
Well,
Royally.
who's the one that picked him 3 years in a row?
Me.
His first year I got him, I was like, answer yourself, pal.
He's gonna be good. That year I was like, he's gonna be good. Third year I was like, you don't have 3 bad years in a row. Next thing you know, he had 3 fucking bad years in a row.
Regardless, I like Tennessee in this one, and I'll take
I'm gonna go Tennessee in the under.
I'll take Tennessee in the under as well. Last game,
I'm definitely.
Las Vegas Raiders at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are 3.5-point favorites. Over under at an astounding 47.5. Raiders were one of my Super Bowl team picks this year. Not great, Bob. Not great. I had
He had
Raiders.
Raiders as 49ers. That's what I said.
You had Rams and Bills because they were just on the TV.
Bills are one of the top.
I got Bills. Excuse me.
Yeah,
I got
we're a
Bills.
burp-friendly podcast.
I really have Bills. Bills or Eagles.
I can see Eagles.
Eagles are good. Their coach is a maniac, though. Sirianni, yeah, I'd want to play for that guy. That guy would fought, man. Did you see him after the game this week?
No.
And I'm a Dan Campbell fan. But like he's got to do.
I'm a Dan Campbell fan, but he has to fucking do something.
Everybody thought the Lions were going to be good because they seen Hard Knocks. Like
I
everybody.
didn't think they were going to be good. I just thought they were going to be better. You know,
Drank the Kool-Aid.
Like
I said, they're going 10-6.
every fucking NFL team works hard, whether they're great
forward into that.
Well, I was like, they're going 10-7. They're going to fucking win the division. They're winning the
Never
North.
thought.
I bet Dan Campbell, Coach of the Year, Hutchinson, Defensive Rookie Player of the Year, Lions plus 6.5 over wins. All in one day after watching the first episode of Hard Knocks.
Hey, remember 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem.
Hey, Hutchinson, only player in the NFL with
He
8
might win it.
sacks and 3 interceptions.
That
Mike has.
He's had a good year. Yeah, he has.
And over 6.5 wins. I need 3-1.
So did the defense. You know, yeah. So, but I will say this: the one thing that made me the most nervous about the Lions heading into the season with Hard Knocks was when our best player on defense was a 6th-round rookie out of Oklahoma State.
No, 4th round. 4th round. Rodriguez was 4th round.
Rodrigo.
It was 4th round.
Regardless, I think
He's a dog.
he's 6th round.
And his drip is terrible off the field.
Oh, he's the cowboy and all that. Yeah,
That shit was,
he's leaning into it.
that shit was. Oh.
Yeah.
You guys know those things are expensive?
4th round.
Okay, 4th round. Regardless, a 4th-round rookie still.
Regardless.
What were we gonna say?
Those fucking cowboy boots.
Yeah, I
I
know.
had no idea.
I went to Texas for the first time a couple of years ago. A bunch of buddies got invited at the tail end. Like, hey, if you want to come, like, there's room in the hotel. I'm like, fuck it, let's go. I think my mom had just passed, so I was like, let's go party, right? So get down to Texas, and I have my Yeezys on and ball cap. I'm walking around. I'm like, oh, get me a cowboy hat. So I go to the store.
Oh no.
Go to the store, and I'm like, that's a $400 cowboy hat. No, just give me,
What?
I was like, just give me that one. So I cheaped out on the cowboy hat.
Oh,
But then I went to a true like, dude, I got fitted for these cowboys. They're like, almost, they're expensive. My buddy Justin, one of my best friends, bought on one trip in Nashville a pair of cowboy boots for about $1,000, all drunk. Go to down to Fort Worth, see the steer show and do all those cowboy things us white folk do down there. He bought a pair of a John Dutton cowboy hat. I think was $575. I've never seen him wear it. That thing better suck me, man. Like, what are we doing?
I better be able to talk to it. It better talk back.
You better get me laid that night.
Honestly.
Well, dude, one. The whole thing was when he's buying it for like this concert going to. I'm like, well, you gonna wear that when you get back to Michigan? No. What are we buying it for?
Literally.
No, I think he just has it in the box in his basement. Like, it'll be a collector's item. Like, I wish I had $600 to spend on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll wear it next time I go to Texas.
I would wear it every day if I spent $600 on it. I better love it.
No.
I can't remember what we were talking about.
No, we're talking about the Raiders Seahawks game.
Back to Raiders Seahawks. I had Raiders because I thought Derek Carr was going to play well, and I thought Devontae Adams was going to be a reason that they get the Super Bowl. And I thought Trey Lance was going to be a dog, and I think he could be. He just got hurt, man, the fucking ankle. But let's talk about Raiders, Seahawks. Seahawks minus 3.5, over under 47.5. Casey, let's start with you. What do you like?
I like the Seahawks here. I think they're going to get it done and kick the absolute piss out of the Raiders. I think they're going to win by more than 3, by more than 4, and I love I'm going to go over in this one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The Seahawks. I don't know too much about the Seahawks, honestly. But I know the Raiders are always hit and miss.
Yeah.
If they come out to play, if they start strong, they typically finish that way. But if they start weak, they start that way and then they try to pick it up towards the end.
It's like too little, too late, almost.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go with Seahawks. I'll go Seahawks in this one, and I would definitely take the over. Where are they playing in that?
That's Seattle.
No, fuck no. I'm going under because
Yeah.
Raiders with the cold weather. And you know, I don't know if they have snow on the ground.
Up in Seattle, probably.
It gets cold.
Yeah, it gets nasty up there. I like the under in this one. Mainly just because it's at Seattle. It's Turkey Day weekend. I think we're getting to the part of the football slate where like you said, Myles, it gets cold, and now it becomes about running the football and in the trenches. I I think the Raiders are in a part of their season right now where they're just trying to figure out how to not make mistakes. Seattle's playing for a division. Give me Seattle in this one -3.5, and I'll take the under. I think
I'm going under.
you like the under.
It's going to rain in Seattle.
Yeah, I was gonna say it should be
What's the
shit.
temp?
36.
36,
That's freezing.
45 during the day, but still, it's still pretty
But
fucking cold.
40 and rainy, that's
Yeah,
40
that's
and rain,
cold.
It's fucking cold.
Yeah, fuck that. Miles, you are absolutely correct there. That does it for the NFL slate of the show. Let's power through the last 15 or so minutes here,
Picks of the week.
and then our GRDT.
Yeah, I forgot to do our stats.
We'll just throw them on the board. That's no big deal.
Yeah, I forgot to do our stats this week, so we'll just catch back up next week and give you guys.
Yeah.
And I'll
Neither of us had tremendous
I think
weeks.
you went 6-4, and what was your record?
I was at like a 40% win streak or something.
We'll do that
We'll update you guys next week.
next week. So, let's get into it. Myles, what are your 2+ covers of the week that you love this week?
I'm going Alabama because, like I said, I'm not sure if they're more so focused on next year already.
So you got Auburn
I
+21.
have Auburn +21.
Okay.
Then I'm going, like I said, I got confidence in the Lions.
There you go. I like
I
it.
don't know why, but I feel like Aiden Hutchinson has swag. The Lions have swag right now. 3 in a row. I feel like they'll go +9.5.
I can see that. Tyler, what are your plus covers?
I got Baylor +8.5 heading to Texas. I think Baylor finds a way to get it done. And I got Falcons +4 against the Commanders.
Okay.
Falcons been a covering machine this year.
I love Nebraska +10.5 against Iowa. I think Iowa fucking sucks at football. I get both of these teams suck at football. It's going to be such a low-scoring game. Like they might just be kicking field goals and punting the ball the entire game. Give me Nebraska +10.5. My other plus cover is the Carolina Panthers +2.5 against the Broncos. I think they can actually win this game outright. Give me the Panthers +2.5.
All right, Miles. Minus covers. What you got?
I got Oregon with Oregon State -3. I know I said I like the underdogs this week, but I feel like that was just too easy to take on paper.
Yeah.
And then my Vikings -3 over the Patriots.
Yeah. I like the Vikings pick. My minus cover, I'm going a homer pick here. I got Central covering -2 against Eastern. I think I might be tailgating for this game potentially because it's the Friday between.
It's over here.
It's right here in Ipsy, so I might go down, have a few drinks, see what's going on. Not sure yet, but we'll see. I like CMU covering 2 against Eastern. Cool field, great turf, whatever. I think CMU is better. I think they get it done. Honestly, just a homer pick. My next cover is Ravens -4.5. I think the Ravens are flying under the radar this year.
I just wish Lamar had help.
Yeah, he needs help, especially at the running back position. Their running back room is rocked. Lamar is one of the best athletes to ever play the quarterback position, and I don't know. And a good coach. Harbaugh's a good coach over there. He's proven it. He's got a Super Bowl.
I just feel like that offense is just shitting on Lamar.
Yeah.
I mean, like diarrhea.
I mean, they also they get rid of Hollywood Brown, don't really bring anyone to replace him. They got Bateman, who's, I guess last year was his rookie year, but he tore his ACL, didn't play at all.
Look
So,
at him. I'm gonna pay the man.
right. I hate when they do this. We'll talk after the season. It's like, no, bro. No.
Or said we're giving you half the money we're offering you guaranteed. No, give me the fucking full money.
That was Lamar.
Running quarterback.
The coolest thing about Lamar is he represents himself alongside his mother. Like he didn't hire an agent. He's like, we're not paying anyone 3.5%. I know what I'm worth. And him and his mom go in and talk to the general manager, and they don't like what they have to hear. They'll go find a general manager.
I did not know that.
$150 million for what? 120 of it guaranteed?
Yeah.
Or was that like go fuck yourself?
That's terrible.
Give me at least 200 guaranteed.
I'm the reason people are coming to the game.
Literally.
There's nobody else really to see here.
No, I agree.
Why am I not getting what I rightfully deserve?
Yeah.
Pay the fucking man.
Yep.
Hey, actually, don't pay the man. I want him in fucking Detroit.
Yeah.
Don't pay him.
That is not where I want that man. Please do not come here.
Why?
Careers end here.
Dude, think about it. That Lions offensive line with Lamar Jackson.
Outside of Megatron, give me three.
Dude, think about it. Look, bring in.
I'm not talking what ifs. I'm talking Lions history. When the fuck have they made somebody prosper outside of Megatron? Matt Stafford almost killed himself.
Barry Bonds. Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders. Exactly. No one knows.
Barry Sanders.
Unbelievable.
I love my TCU Horned Frogs -10 against Iowa State. Iowa State fucking sucks at football. TCU is going to roll into this playoff.
I pray to God they don't, because if TCU loses, that means Ohio State can lose and still get in.
Yep. Yeah.
That's really what I wanted Michigan to lose last week.
Just Ohio State.
So it's like
it could really be a
stress-free game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was like, nope, of course. 17. Fuck 16.
Dude, that's why, like, pretty much since TCU's been a real threat, I've been like, fuck TCU. I'm like, they need to go the fuck. They need to go. Like, if TCU's not a problem, if they would have dropped 2 this year, I'd be like, yeah, Michigan gets in with 1 loss. Like, but if TCU's just hanging around, I'm like, dude, you guys just go away.
The first time I was looking at fucking Kansas State like that, like they were just running through teams.
Yeah, they were.
I'm like, all right, so what's going on with Kansas? And they won me some money too. I'm like, all right.
Dude, that Big 12 started off crazy. Fucking Kansas started out like 5-0, and I'm like, rock chalk, baby.
And they played TCU.
Yeah,
Like, season went downhill after that.
They did.
TCU ends fucking seasons. They're gonna. Iowa State season's already fucking over.
He wants the Lions to draft Max Duggan from TCU and thinks that he's the
Duggan
super.
is an elite quarterback. He knows how to fucking cover college football games.
The Lions are in love with golf.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, he's winning football games. He's winning football games. And my other minus cover of the week is the Vikings -3. I think they're going to kick the absolute piss out of the Patriots.
Like, especially because bro, like I said, I don't know how you don't score a touchdown.
And playing how you played last week against Dallas, they're going to come out pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got something to prove too. And yeah, 100%.
Myles, what are your 2 overs of the week?
You're right.
Ohio State and team up north. I got them going over. Simply, I think I edited this before I realized Blake was hurt though.
That's all right. No worries. If you have any regrets now,
And when it was 46 and cloudy, not rainy.
that's all right. So if you have any, transgression or whatever, now just say it. I mean, it's fine. If you don't love it,
I feel like they can both grind for.
well, you did say when we talked about the game, you said you think they're going to grind out touchdowns.
Yeah,
I think
so
we still took the over.
Oh yeah, I'm strong on that one.
Okay. And then you got Dallas Giants over 43.
Yes.
Okay. I like the Dallas Giants over 43 pick. Kinda.
Dallas just put up 40 against a better defense than the Giants. So I know that last week's score does not correlate with this week's score, but I do feel like they will put up a bunch of points, and I feel like because the Giants are so low scoring, that they will also put up points.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I also think, obviously, the Cowboys feel like they found something last week, and I don't think they're going to try and shy away from that. So
Last week, did he make a return last week?
no, he had been.
He's been on them for a couple.
They just popped off. My overs of the week, I got Arizona State over 64. That Arizona offense is nothing to be fucked with. They put up points against virtually everyone they played. I like that over. I think Arizona State under the interim coach scores enough to get 64. And then I like Pats Vikings over 42.5. I said it before and I'll say it again. Vikings got dog walked last week. They got embarrassed. They were arguably the hottest team in the NFL, albeit the Eagles. And they got pumped. And I think that they're going to come out, like Casey said, they're going to be pissed off. And they score. I'm not going to say they score over 42.5 themselves, but I think that they are the reason why this over hits.
See, that's how I feel about the Cowboys.
The Cowboys are going to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. My overs of the week are I love the Falcons Commanders over 44. I think that's going to be an absolute shootout.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
And my other one is Iowa State TCU over 47.5. I think TCU can get it done by themselves because their offense is just so fucking electric with Max Duggan.
Now, let me ask you. Do you feel like
Such an idiot.
play with a healthy Ohio State or a healthy Georgia, even a healthy Michigan?
Why?
Yes.
Truthfully.
Yes.
Look me in my eyes and say
Yes.
that. All right, let me rephrase that question.
This year,
Let me rephrase. Do you feel like they compete with Georgia and Ohio State? Because Michigan, we know how Michigan is.
Yes.
If it-
Hear me out.
I thought he was trolling me. I was like, oh, no, those two? No way. That's what I was waiting for. I was about to get the fuck up and say, you guys enjoy the rest. I'll be at the bar.
About to. No, hear me out. I just feel like TCU's what's their coach named? Fucking something Sonny.
Sonny Dykes.
Sonny Dykes. He has TCU just rolling and just cruising right now. I feel like their offense is just so good to where it's hard to stop their offense. And Ohio State has proven where they can't stop teams sometimes.
But that's how I feel like they were on that high horse, just like TCU was. I feel like it's going to take one solid team to just knock that shit right off. And they don't have like who they played. I know they just beat Baylor, because I thought Baylor was going to be that team to kind of like knock them off the high horse.
Texas was one. They actually went into Texas 7-point dogs and beat them.
That is
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State's another one. They were dogs against Oklahoma. I mean,
Oklahoma State was ranked
but it's
9th in the
also-
country, and they got.
You're talking about the Big 12 where teams have been up and down all year.
That's the problem. It makes it really hard to read when virtually 6 of the Big 12 teams at one point have been in the top
You can argue
15,
that
and
with-
they've gone out.
You can argue that with Ohio State and Michigan, though. Because beside those two teams, and maybe Penn State, what other team can even put?
There isn't one.
There isn't.
Michigan, Ohio State, and everyone else. But no other team's not even close.
This year it's like that, but like last year, I feel like Rutgers gave a lot of teams hell. Indiana gave Nebraska.
Yeah, I think this has been the weakest football's been in the Big Ten
In a while, I agree.
by far.
as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole, because
like our top two teams can compete with anybody.
I agree with that.
Also, always like I have a bunch of friends from my school in Tennessee that all can't compete with the SEC, but in reality, as a conference, we may not be able to. But as individual teams,
I think so. Penn State proved it earlier. They kicked the shit
out of
Auburn. I mean, but it's like, but they're comparing it like, oh well, we have Georgia and Bama. So okay, well, fuck those teams. Those two,
They're outliers.
They're on another level.
Yeah, they're
Let's get
outliers.
Any other team in the Big Ten, can compete with the SEC.
Yeah. And I really do think that both Michigan and Ohio State, as down of a year it is in college football, either one of those teams could potentially cause some mayhem in the college football playoff. I think they're good enough. I think Georgia's lost just enough. I mean,
I think it's up
Penn
for grabs.
State. I do. That's the best way to put it.
100% up for grabs.
It's up for grabs. All
Whatever
right.
14, I would say a team like TCU and a team like USC are going to lack in those spots because I feel like these teams like Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State are going to give them enough time to prepare for these teams where they can stop.
Yeah. That's the thing too. People always forget about that. It's like
You get a month preparation,
and like that could potentially hurt TCU because of how hot they are. You just stop playing for a month, and it's like fuck, man. So we'll see.
We'll see.
What are we on there? Unders?
Unders, Miles. What are your two unders of the week?
My two unders. Oh shit, let me go back up to them.
Let's see.
Unders. Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
Under 60.
I just really don't like rivalry games or any.
They're
Yeah,
gonna score a shit
yeah,
ton.
exactly. I don't.
What's
I
it
don't.
sit at? 63.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see it because I mean defenses are fighting like they are not trying to let you score during rivalry games.
Yep.
And Raiders Seattle, like I said, is going to be freezing cold.
Yeah, I like that.
Rain, they won't be able to throw the ball, so I feel like it'll be a limited touchdown.
Yeah, so under 47 there. Yeah, I like that. My two unders, I got Chargers, Cardinals under 47.5. both teams have been just wildly inconsistent. At the beginning of the year, if you told me that these two teams were going to play and this was the spread, I would have been like $100,000 on the over. Herbert, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen. Yeah, give me the over. These offenses just have not looked like what we thought they were going to this year. I expect sloppy football to both these teams. We've seen it all year. Give me the under 47.5 in that one. And my other under is Florida State under 58. Just two not great football teams. 58 seems like too much. Like Myles said, it's a rivalry. I think they play close to the vest. I see that being a closer game than 58 points.
My two unders of the week, and these are honestly two wild ones. I have Broncos-Panthers under 35.5. You heard that right. 35.5.
So you have less than 5 total touchdowns.
Yes. I don't think either team's hitting 20. And my other under of the week is Nebraska-Iowa under 37.5.
These are
Both of them are going to hit.
combined lower than some overs we've taken this year.
I know.
That's fucking crazy.
I know. I'm going both. I love both of them. But let's get to our dogs of the week.
Yeah, we got to
Miles,
wrap
what
this
are
shit
your
up.
Dogs of the week.
I'm not lying. I do like the swag they have right now. I like the way that they're carrying themselves. I'm gonna go Lions, and then I feel like I put the Rams on there.
I think they can get it done.
Yeah.
I think they can get it done this week.
But now that I think about it, I'm like Cooper Kupp is also out.
Yeah.
And that fucks them.
But they didn't look that bad last week.
But does he now not have Coop and Odell?
Yes.
Odell's not there.
Odell's not there.
What is Odell doing?
He's still recovering.
He's supposedly signing with the team after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I heard it might
He's
be
been
Dallas.
because he tore his ACL in the Super Bowl, so he's just been waiting. And he's been on a recruiting trip across the NFL. He's been it sounds like Jerry Jones is very interested.
So did I, and he tweeted about the Cowboys yesterday.
Yeah.
Odell to Dallas. Heard it here first.
So that was another off the record.
If he goes to Dallas, then that makes Dallas a Super Bowl contender.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Easily. I agree with that 100%. Tyler, what are your two dogs of the week?
One sec.
Okay, I'll just do mine real fast.
Yeah.
My two dogs of the week, I love Eastern Michigan beating Central Michigan at home.
Are you fucking good, dude? Of course he's trolling. He did this shit on purpose. He doesn't give a fuck about this game. He's not going to watch a second of this game. He couldn't tell you a player on either team. He just saw. Of course I can.
Go right now.
Daniel Richardson.
Oh, yeah, the quarterback for Central.
Yes.
The fat, short guy.
Yes. Yeah.
No,
that's
Michigan
bullshit.
money line.
You're trolling right now. You're just here to get my blood pressure up.
I still have your name saving my phone under T-Web Fire Up Chips.
Fire up.
I don't know why you would think that I would troll.
Tyler Levy gave me this is definitely on the record. Tyler Levy gave me the most memorable night of my college career. Literally. Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
2015-16 Halloween.
UNCP.
Oh my God.
Oh, what a night. Fuck you. Fuck the Eagles. What was your other under?
And my other dog of the week is the Arizona Cardinals beating the the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah. No. Is it Chargers? Yeah, Chargers. My dogs of the week, I got Michigan. I know I'm a simp. I got Michigan as my dog of the week. My other dog of the week is the Chicago Bears. Playing some really good football lately. Justin Fields seems really hard to scheme for. Finally, it's like they had to wait 4 weeks to figure it out, but maybe put in some designed run plays for the kid. I don't know. Let him use his legs as a run first option.
I don't think he's going to want to keep having to get in the hole and then having to find
No, but it makes him look bad when you're down 21-0. Now he has to throw the ball 30 times in the second half. That's not who he is, right?
He's not that type of quarterback.
No, you're right, exactly. So, those are my dogs. I got Michigan and the Bears. Let's get
Eagles. Let's get into our picks of the week parlay.
Fuck Casey.
So this one, we added Myles to the pick of the week parlay. We hit last week, folks.
We
Yes,
did.
we did. Fucking hit. Second time hitting on these picks of the week parlay. We are plus money on these this year. But here's our picks of the week parlay. We have the Minnesota Vikings -3, Giants Cowboys over 43, Atlanta Falcons +4, Patriots Vikings over 42.5, Iowa TCU over 47.5, Nebraska +10.5. Odds are at plus 4,582. $10 wins you $468.22. That's fucking Vegas, folks.
Love that. All right, Casey, it is time. It is time. It is time.
Part of the episode, Casey and Tyler get rich or die trying parlay. Cue the music.
I love Here comes the money.
Now, like,
Here we go.
Money
Mine
talk.
are, I
Here
love
comes the
BYU
money.
line, and
How much is it?
64,000.
That's our biggest one yet. By far. I thought last week we had 40 grand on line.
Okay.
All right, it is time, folks. It is time. Casey, give it to him, folks. Give him to him, dudes.
We have. Just man, because I fucking love this part of the episode.
Here, use my mic.
I'm just gonna sit down. We have Clemson -15, Utah -29.5, UCLA -10, Michigan, Ohio State under 57, Notre Dame money line, Ole Miss money line, Washington State money line, Bears money line, Falcons money line, Dolphins -12, Cardinals money line, Seahawks money line. Odds are at plus 644,841. $10 wins you $64,494.06. You heard that. $64,994.06. Ride with us, die with us, get rich or die fucking trying. Go Bucks, go fucking Eagles this week. Go the chips. Fire down chips. Oh wait.
All right. It was a hell of a show, Miles. Man, we really
Thank you.
good show, Case.
Thanks, Myles.
We love you guys. What a show.
Yeah, what a show. Love you guys.
Before we sign off, happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you tell someone you love them. Good time of year.
Miles, anything else?
Eat good. Eat good.
Eat good, folks. Eat fucking good. Happy
Follow my business page on Instagram.
Yes, we're gonna tag Miles' Instagram, his social one, his personal one, and his business one in the description below. Go check him out. Hell of a guy to follow.
Let's do it. All right. See you guys.